I did not want a cup of liquid to decide how my day would go. This is the idea. Not my gut flora, not my hormones, nothing. What's up, you guys? I'm back with another video, and this one I've been wanting to do for so long, ever since I stopped drinking coffee. I'm very excited to share my experience with you today, and hopefully it'll help you in your journey. In this video, I'll be discussing why you should quit that morning cup of joe, why should women quit caffeine altogether, not just coffee, how I did it and how you can do it. This video is going to be a little longer than my other videos, but make sure you stick around till the end because it's very informative, especially for women. Hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to be notified every single time I post a new video. Okay, so the question of the day is, what is your choice of drug? Is it coffee? Is it something else? Tell me, comment down below. Would you believe me if I said I haven't had coffee in 4 months and that I don't miss my morning black coffee session anymore? I wouldn't believe myself either if I had said it a year ago. I was addicted. I couldn't do without coffee every single morning. Just one cup every single morning. It was not just the aroma of the freshly ground coffee beans, but it had become a ritual for me. Every morning I would look forward to having my morning cup of joe. A lot of people actually drink coffee just for the ritual of it than the actual caffeine hit it provides. And I also tried to make it less acidic by adding ghee, butter, the bullet coffee trend, remember? Caffeine made me really happy, and my most amazing creative and marketing ideas would come within 1 hour of drinking coffee. I would look forward to drinking coffee the next day just to get a hit of dopamine for an hour or so, and that was enough to keep me going. So what happened? Why did I decide to quit this magic potion, this miraculous drink? But first, a little bit about why I started drinking coffee in the first place. I was never a coffee addict. I like my occasional chai with parathas, but I was never a caffeine addict. So the CCDs and the baristas of the world had just opened up in our city, and all we wanted to do was have our cold coffees, but I felt dehydrated after that. So I avoided coffee after that. And then in 2017, one fine day, I decided to start working out in the morning, and I wanted something that would keep my energy high or give me a kick during the workout. So it basically started as a humble pre-workout drink. Honestly, if I had the slightest of idea what I was getting into and that I would get addicted, I wouldn't let this monster enter my life. You feel it increases your efficiency, your focus. Well, it did help initially, but I realized that it made me more and more anxious. I would never sit still. I was not at peace, and I would not enjoy the moment. And I was always anxious about what to do next, obsessing over the outcome than the process, which can be toxic. Coffee increases adrenaline, cortisol levels in the body. Cortisol is a stress hormone. Too much of it in your bloodstream can cause premature aging, depression, high blood pressure, and anxiety in the long term. There's a reason it's called a stimulant. It increases your blood pressure, your heart rate. It can cause jitteriness, nausea, changes in mood, depression. Caffeine reaches peak levels in the body after 1 hour of the consumption, but you can feel the stimulating effects for up to 6 hours. It takes 6 hours for your body to process caffeine. It stays in your body. So even if you have coffee after 4 p.m., it is going to disrupt your sleep because caffeine disrupts our brain's sleep signals. I would not go deep into the science of coffee in this video because it's more about my journey and how you can do it too. So if you want me to make a video on science of coffee, you can let me know in the comments below. And the worst side effect for me was that within the 2-hour window of drinking coffee, I would be like, I can conquer the world, I would plan things, and then bam, my energy level would tank around afternoon, and the same go get it motivation wasn't there anymore. You start questioning yourself, you start bashing yourself. I couldn't get much work done, and I couldn't have coffee after lunch because my body just could not handle caffeine after breakfast. So I was stuck in this toxic rut for so long that it only led to higher amount of fear and anxiety. When I realized that I had caffeine addiction, I knew it was time to quit. I was contemplating quitting coffee for over a year, but I just could not muster the courage to do it. Every time I tried quitting coffee, I would say, oh my god, I have so much work to do today, I need coffee, I'll start tomorrow. And as they say, tomorrow never comes, but it did in my case some 4 months ago. I did not want a cup of liquid to decide how my day would go. This is the idea. Not my gut flora, not my hormones, nothing. I did not want to give my power away to a cup of beverage, so I decided to take my power back. Honestly, I do not like getting addicted to anything, and this is one of the reasons I do not drink alcohol either. So why do people get drawn towards coffee? What's this coffee culture? Coffee is one of the most traded commodities in the world. You hear it every day. Do not talk to me until I have my first cup of coffee. It's become a social lubricant. You go to cafes with your friends, chill over a cup of coffee. The world's running on coffee. Coffee is literally everywhere. We gulp it down all day long out of necessity, pleasure, or force of habit. Caffeine is perhaps the most widely used stimulant in our general population. It's actually a drug. A legal drug. Perhaps there's a sense that carrying coffee or having it nearby confers the idea of productivity also. So not only are we drinking it to get us through the day's activities, but we have it with us to seem like we are busy and productive during times when we are not actually working. It could almost be classified as a status symbol. Most of us are just mindlessly drinking coffee just because everyone around us is drinking coffee. I think it's really important to question what we are putting into our bodies. Now, why should women avoid coffee or caffeine altogether? It's very important for women to know what caffeine is doing to their bodies. It's just really heavily marketed as a health drink, which it is not. I just wanted to put this information out there for all of you to make your own decision. I don't want to scare you, I just want you to be well informed. Men experience energy dips when they run out of their testosterone and cortisol supply, so they need their pick-me-up. We women, we do not have that problem. We have a completely different cycle. And I'm going to discuss that in detail in my next few videos, so make sure you subscribe, you don't want to miss those. Also, men are not designed to hold nutrients in their body as long as women. Our bodies retain fluids for much longer, be it alcohol or caffeine, which can have a negative impact on our bodies. 1 cup of coffee can disrupt our hormones for 24 hours. Caffeine can cause hormonal imbalance, which in turn can lead to cyst formation in breasts and ovaries. Caffeine increases the risk of breast cancer. Now, for women with fibroids, PCOS, etc., caffeine can be really dangerous. And with hormonal sensitivity, it can disrupt your system. Caffeine can also increase infertility. Coffee disrupts ovulation by increasing cortisol levels and stressing the adrenals. Coffee depletes vital minerals and vitamins required for ovulation and healthy fertility. Coffee's acidity can cause gut health problems. Don't believe me? Do a simple Google search. So back to my story. So finally the stars aligned and I knew this was my moment. It's now or never. So how did I quit caffeine? So the first step to quitting caffeine is to remove it completely from your sight. You have to control your environment. If you want to quit a habit, it's important that it's out of your sight. So it's not just coffee. Caffeine is found in your green tea, your dark chocolate, your ice cream, energy drinks. Trust me, you need to read the labels, you'll be surprised. So I gradually reduced the quantity of coffee for 1 month and then switched to black tea because it has less caffeine than coffee. The plan was then to switch to green tea and then completely cut caffeine, but drinking black tea in the mornings gave me pimples. Yes, 3 days in and my skin was completely breaking out. I don't know if it was the brand or black tea itself, but as soon as I figured out, I had to quit black tea cold turkey. Honestly, I'm still scared to drink tea. If you want me to make a video on how I cleared my skin, you can comment down below. So I switched to green tea from the very next day, but it didn't do much. So day 1 of green tea, it was impossible to concentrate. My head was throbbing. I felt groggy. I napped in the afternoon and got back to work. And since green tea didn't do much, I decided to quit caffeine altogether. In terms of sleep and anxiety, I did feel a huge difference. I fell asleep quite easily instead of tossing and turning. Obviously, you're so fatigued, all you want to do is sleep. There was no jittery feeling or anxiety that I would usually get after drinking coffee. Day 2, no caffeine at all. It was actually much better than day 1 when I did have green tea. Definitely I was fatigued, but no headache. And I napped in the afternoon to feel better, and the rest of the day was pretty normal. Day 3, the physical symptoms had disappeared. I was not feeling fatigued. Concentration, I would say, was at 80 to 90%. I was feeling much better. By day 4, I was completely normal. No fatigue, no physical symptoms, no caffeine withdrawal. I was as normal as I could be. So you can say it took me 4 days to feel completely normal. But that's because I gradually reduced my coffee quantity, then switched to black tea, and then 2 days of green tea, and now it's been 4 months. No caffeine. So what about my workouts? So I usually lift heavy weights. So for those 4 days, I stopped lifting heavy. I was not doing heavy cardio. I stuck to yoga. So now let's talk about how I feel 4 months later. Has my skin changed? What are my energy levels? How is my gut feeling? So I definitely see a glow on my skin because usually caffeine dehydrates your skin. I feel calmer. I feel happy in the moment. I am not anxious anymore. I don't feel stressed. My brain is not racing. It's doing what it should normally. And I feel a lot happier as a person. I have been the fittest mentally and physically by far. So what about the fact that coffee increases your metabolism. How has it impacted my metabolism? Well, my metabolism is still high. My workouts are pretty much the same level, and I did not gain weight post my caffeine cut. I'm filming this video in the afternoon. I think it's about 1. And you can see I'm full of energy. I'm happy. I also do not suffer from the mid-morning energy crash that I used to experience when I was downing a cup of joe. Now I'm jumping out of bed feeling fresh, not sluggish. Honestly, the benefits far outweigh the reasons for me to go back to coffee. It's been more of a spiritual journey for me than anything else. I'm way more productive now. I've upped my game in my business. I've started this YouTube channel. I'm way more focused. So now that I've quit drinking coffee, do I drink anything in the morning? Well, I have doubled the amount of water I used to drink, and that's all. Just warm water in the morning, then shower, and then my power breakfast. Oh yes, I do feel a lot hungrier now because earlier caffeine used to suppress my appetite. I don't struggle with not having enough energy. If you eat right, you'll always be full of energy, just like I am. As you know, I run a business, this YouTube channel. I'm also a nutritionist. I'm always working. I don't need caffeine to keep me going. For personalized diet plans, you can get in touch with me. I'll leave my information down below. So benefits of quitting caffeine: better sleep, normal blood pressure so your heart doesn't have to work as much, better mood, less anxiety, fewer trips to the washroom, healthier teeth, increased productivity, no more jitter, better skin, better health, and the money you save. You don't have to believe me. Try. Go for a week, go for a month without coffee and see the changes yourself. Don't be afraid to make a change in your lifestyle. And also, I do not suggest quitting coffee cold turkey. You can do what I did or whatever works for you. Fight the urge. It's just a little battle. All you need is some mental strength. If you really want to do it, you can do it. Nothing can stop you. Now, it can take you 2 weeks, a month or so to get rid of the coffee withdrawal. It really depends on your body and your caffeine intake. And it's not just coffee, your green tea, your matcha tea, they all have caffeine. So you must be wondering, what do we drink now? There are so many delicious herbal teas available in the market. In fact, I drink chamomile tea, my flower tea like rose tea. In fact, I'll link some of these down below so it's easier for you to search them. So I've covered how you can slowly cut caffeine out of your life. There are key tips that I would like to share with you that are going to make the process easier for you. So note them down. Keep yourself hydrated. Drink loads of water, coconut water, anything you want. Eat big, nutrient-dense breakfast. Make sure you add natural sugars to your diet. Add bananas, any other fruits. Avoid heavy workouts, heavy cardio initially. Drink herbal teas and don't give up. I won't lie. You're going to feel fatigued. You're going to get headaches, but just remember, before you even think of giving up, this is going to pass and you are going to come out stronger. It's not the end of the world. If you're inspired to go on this journey, please do tell me your experience in the comments below. If you have any questions about this, you can post them in the comments. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I hope this has helped you. I think every woman, every person should be well informed about caffeine. So share this video with all your loved ones, everyone in your life. Share it as much as you can. So that's it in today's video. Like this video so I can make more such videos for you. Subscribe if you're new to my channel. See you in my next video. Oh my